Hey folks, I'm Mike, and this year I spent less than $300 on FPV. I'm going to give you 5 simple tips that will help you fly FPV on a budget. Tip number 1, you need to understand that you cannot chase the hype. The hype does not do you any good. The hype is not your friend. That new F13 flight controller is not going to make a huge difference in your flying. It might make a little bit of a difference, but you don't need it yet. That F13 or F85 or F7 will not make you a noticeably better pilot. It might give you a fraction of a second more reaction time. It might give you just a little bit better smoothness. But really, quite honestly, what we have seen over time is that even the old boards, like the F3s that I'm still flying, are still supported years after they were manufactured. Similarly, cameras, the camera improvements are really only incremental. You get just a little bit better quality each iteration in each generation. So chasing the hype is not going to do you much good. Tip 2, plan ahead and shop the sales. What do I mean here? You need to figure out which part you're going to go with for each component of your drone. And then you need to wait for a sale. And you need to wait for that sale, and when that sale pops up, you need to buy a bunch of those parts. Whether that's ESCs or cameras or flight controllers or anything. If you expect that you are going to lose a component, you need to wait for a sale and then buy as much of that part as you can, being reasonable with your finances. Now, the goal here is not necessarily to keep 18 or 20 drones in the air, though this could certainly help with that if you wanted to do that. But if you need to just keep 1, 2, 3 drones in the air, standardizing your parts actually is really helpful. And knowing that you're not chasing the hype means that you can buy the parts that are on the market right now. And that will save you ultimately a lot of money, especially because a lot of these guys are putting things on sale on a regular basis, 5, 10, 15, sometimes 20% off. And at that point, you buy in bulk, you have a bunch to go with it, and you are able to save some money. Tip number 3 is buy for durability. We have already decided that we are not going to chase the hype. And because we are not chasing the hype, that means that the components that we're going to be buying have some kind of track record. And since those components have some kind of track record, we know that we can buy those components with some reasonable assumption of durability. That is phenomenal. This is like Consumer Reports to a degree. This is why, when you go to buy a car, you always check to see what the durability rating is of that car. Look through the forums and the Facebook groups and the posts that people put up. See which components last forever and which ones don't last very long at all. See which ones burn up really easy and which ones don't burn up really easy. So buy for durability and make sure that the things you buy are going to last. This next one is a killer. Everybody knows that the startup costs in FPV are super expensive. If you want a pair of HDOs and the newest Tyrannus controller and Crossfire to go on all your drones, you're laying out $1,000 easily. However, if you look online right now, you can find the old versions of all of those things used for a decent price. And that brings us to tip number 4. Buy your expensive components used. When the HDOs became available this year, there was a sudden glut of Dom V3s on the market, and you could get them for a really decent price. And the great thing about goggles is that, okay, somebody might have sweat on them, change the faceplate, and you're good to go. Those things last for a really long time. Same thing with your controller. You know, everybody was upgrading to these new Tyrannus with the 5 dBi antenna on them, or, you know, all this other stuff. Great. You can go get the Tyrannus X9D Plus. And if you really want the 5 dBi, you can make the mod yourself. You can get really good used parts online from eBay and from Facebook groups and a lot of different places. You just have to be prepared with your money, and you have to be out on the lookout. So when it comes to your really expensive parts, cut your costs drastically and buy used, because that will save you an amazing amount of money. Finally, my 5th tip for how to fly FPV on a budget is that you need to be wise about where you fly, and you need to prepare your quads for the places that you're going to be flying in. Are you in the southeastern part of the United States where it's hot and humid and wet a lot? Conformal coat your quads. It will save you money because you're prepared just on the off chance that you go down in a water landing. Are you in a desert environment and you're worried about sand getting in the bells of your motors? Take some steps to prevent that. Put pants on your motors, do things like that. If you prepare for the environment that you're flying in, then you will automatically extend the durability of your quad. That means that you might want to make equipment choices based on the places where you fly. When it comes down to it, flying FPV on a budget is about price and durability. And if you can remember these 5 tips, then you will be better off. Number 1, don't chase the hype. Number 2, shop the sales. Number 3, aim for durability. Number 4, buy expensive equipment used online. And number 5, prepare your quads for the environment that you're going to fly in so that they can be the most durable that they possibly can. My name is Mike. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe and comment. As a matter of fact, even hit that bell. That lets me know that you're there and really gives me encouragement to keep on making these videos. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.